Treasury Star Parade. Produced under the personal direction of William A. Beecher, with Miss Jane Froman, Al Goodman and his orchestra, and Mr. Henry Hull as our master of ceremonies.
This is Henry Hull, ladies and gentlemen, with another of the programs brought to you by the Treasury Department. You know, there are some songs that seem to be just right for women's voices, and some for men's. Begin the Begin is one of those songs. Now, I've always thought of it purely as a man's song. But beautiful Jane Froman does things to Begin the Begin that just make me begin to tingle all over. Miss Jane Froman singing Begin the Begin.
When they begin, it brings back the sound of music so tender. It brings back a night of tropical splendor. It brings back a memory evergreen. I'm with you once more under the stars, and down by the shore an orchestra's playing, and even the palms seem to be swaying when they begin to live it once more is past all endeavor, except when that tune clutches my heart, and there we are swearing to love forever, and promising never to part. What moments divine, what rapture serene. Two clouds came along to disperse the joys we had tasted. And now when I hear people curse the chance that was wasted, I know but too well what they mean. So don't let them begin, no begin. Let the love that was once a fire remain in it. Let it sleep like the dead desire. I only remember when they begin, they begin. Oh yes, let them begin, begin. Make them play till the stars of there before return above. Till you whisper to me once more, darling, I love you. And we suddenly know what heaven we reach when they begin the begin. When they begin the begin. When they begin the begin.
How do you sleep, ladies and gentlemen? That sounds like a rather unusual question for me to be asking at this time, doesn't it? And yet, it has a tremendous significance when associated with today's drama. I Can't Sleep is the title of our story, written by Palmer Thompson and read by Henry Hull. I Can't Sleep.
I can't sleep. I don't know why, but I can't sleep. Perhaps it's because my son has been... but no, that can't be it. I was glad to give him to the fatherland. I was glad that he could fly in the wings of Germany, the Luftwaffe. There are no dreams, no tossings and turnings, no nightmares, just no sleep. That's not right. A man must sleep. Why? Why can't I sleep? It was just 2 months ago that my son Heinrich was home on leave. It was good to see him tall, strong in his uniform. We drank beer. Yes, but beer, nevertheless. We walked in the country. His mother made picnics for us. And then his leave was up, and he returned to his command, to the air. We got a letter from him once in a while. Then for a long time, there was no letter, no word from him. Each day, I would stand at the door when the post came, and each day there would be nothing. Finally, one day there did come a letter, an official letter from the Air Ministry. For a moment, my heart stopped. I looked at the envelope, and then I could breathe again. There was no black border. Heinrich was not dead. I couldn't wait. I tore open quick the envelope. I took out the letter. It said...
Your son, Heinrich Bauer, has been reported missing in action over enemy territory. While engaged in combat for the honor of Germany and the glory of the Fuhrer, his plane was crippled and he was forced to land on enemy ground. He will be carried on our records as missing in action until such time as he is reported dead or a prisoner of war. Lieutenant Karl Schultz, Air Ministry, Berlin.
Heinrich, missing. Not killed, not wounded, but missing. Oh, that could mean so many things. I was frantic. If ever a man had reason not to sleep, I was then that man. But I slept. For days, I walked like a man in a dream. Then one day, I was approached by Gustav Dorn, no friend of mine. He had been investigated twice by the Gestapo, but nothing had happened to him yet. He was too free with his tongue and his talk to have many friends. Still, I had nothing against him. I only thought it best not to be seen with him, so I started to walk away. He had recognized me, though, and called my name, and so I stopped and waited for him.
Hello, Herr Bauer. It's been long since I've seen you, is it not so? Oh, but I forget. You think I talk too much. You think I'm not safe. Well, maybe you're right, Karl. But I'm glad I ran into you, because this time I have something to say with my talk that may interest you. Yes, about Heinrich. I was sorry to hear that he was missing, but I am glad to be the first one to tell you this. Heinrich is alive and safe. Don't ask me how I know. Just believe me. He is alive and safe. Oh, I would not lie about a thing like that, Karl. Official? Well, yes, you could say it was official, though not exactly from our officials. Now, ask me no more, Karl. I've said too much already. No, please, Karl, please. Well, all right. Since it's your son. I know because I heard it over the British radio. The British radio? But that was verboten, illegal. I left him standing there by himself and walked away. My mind was confused. I couldn't think clearly. What was it he had said? Heinrich was alive and well, but he had heard it over the British radio. But perhaps they were lying. Perhaps it was just propaganda to undermine our morale, like the Fuhrer says. But that did not make sense.
To know that Heinrich was alive would not undermine my morale. I did not know what to think. It was too much for me. As I approached my house, I'd almost convinced myself that it was not true, and yet that it might be true. I'd convinced myself of nothing, just confusion, when out of the darkness I heard a voice call me.
Carl Bauer, over here, in the doorway of the watch shop. That's right, here. Now listen, Carl, wait a minute. There's no one on the street, is there? Oh, good. Now listen, Carl. Heinrich is alive and well. Yes, it is true. As sure as my name is Fritz Gerhardt. Heinrich is safe. How? The British radio. We were listening to it last night. It gave the names of those who were prisoners. Heinrich was one of them. They gave your name from one of the letters. But now I must go. It would not do to be found on the street so late as this without a reason. I just had to tell you because I know how you feel about Heinrich. Good night, Carl.
So it was true. Heinrich was safe. I knew Fritz Gerhardt would not lie to me. We had known each other too long. He was one of my best friends. There was no longer any confusion in my mind. I had but to do my duty to the fatherland and then just wait until the war was over and Heinrich would come back to me and we would be father and son once more. I walked up the steps of the brown house, went into the building, and told my story to the storm troop leader on duty. When I had finished, he said,
Herr Bauer, Germany has need of men like you. If there were more such Germans, the Fuhrer would soon overcome his enemies both inside and out. Now, let me make sure I've got everything right. You have reported Gustav Dorn and Fritz Gerhardt as listening to the enemy radio. Is it not so? Good. You may be sure that we will deal with these enemies of the state as only we know how to. And you also may be sure that the state will not forget its obligation to you. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler! And so I returned to my home, my bed, secure in the knowledge that my son was safe and my duty to the state had been done. But when I went to bed that night, I could not sleep. And every night since then, when I have gone to bed, I can't sleep. I wonder why.
He can't sleep. And he doesn't know why. Do you enjoy listening to your radio? Do you enjoy our shortwave broadcasts from Europe, from all over the world? You do? Do you know that you would be shot for listening to them in Germany, in the occupied countries? But thank God not here in America. That's why we're in this war, to protect our rights to speak and to listen as we please. To protect all of our rights as free men. The call has gone out to every American who cherishes those rights. The call to fight and work and save. And your call is the war bond quota call. Have you answered it? Your quota is 10% or more of your total income invested in United States war savings bonds. At least 10% of everything you earn in salary, in rents, dividends, or interest on investments. Remember, every dollar you invest in war savings bonds and stamps, you are investing in the future of America. This is your country. Keep it yours.